Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is April 13th, and today we're going to take a look at our continued cool, showery weather for the Pacific Northwest. I'm going to try to get back to the swing of things with the forecast here. I've kind of been concentrating on severe weather across the Great Plains here, and now this severe weather is kind of pushing off to the southeast. A really powerful line of thunderstorms moving through there, probably gusting over 70 miles per hour in this line, and a quite frequent, consistent lightning really associated with it. Maybe some QLCS embedded circulation type tornadoes going on with that. And this precipitation extends all the way up towards the Canadian border here, and they've got winter weather advisories and blizzard warnings out here for some of the northern areas too, as this really cold low pressure moves through the area. And this is kind of what's driving this severe weather threat: warm, moist air out in front, and then this really chilly, dry air in the wake of it. And you can see across the mountain west, we've got winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings for portions of the east slopes of Oregon, and winter weather advisories into southern Washington as well. If you look closely here, you can see this upper level low spinning off the Washington-Oregon coast here. I wouldn't rule out a lightning strike at some point into tonight. It'll probably wane, though, probably after 9-10 p.m. They do have a special weather statement for a cell down here that was producing a half-inch hail with it. So we may continue this thunderstorm activity through the next couple of days here. We're going to take a look at that in depth. So jumping back out here, you can see this cold air that spilled out over the Gulf of Alaska here as this upper level low spins over western Washington, western Oregon. You can see the severe weather with these cloud tops well off to the southeast. And you can see it really well here on the GOES 16 satellite. This is mid-level water vapor and just kind of showing the severity of these thunderstorms, these huge cloud tops. This complex of thunderstorms moves across the southeast. That'll be moving up the east coast tomorrow. There's still a tornado watch down there and a few tornado warnings, probably QLCS type there. Blizzard warnings, high wind warnings, wind advisories across the Midwest. And you can see our winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings across the Pacific Northwest there. You can see we're going to be in the general thunderstorm risk tomorrow, and that may be extended on into Friday. We'll see how that goes. The severe weather pushes off the east coast tomorrow. And this is taking a look at dew points, and this is kind of what's driving that severe weather out there. You can see the really warm, moist air out in front of that system, and you see the dry air spread behind it, and you see that march towards the east coast, and you can see the dry air really overtake much of the lower 48 states here. Now, looking back to the Pacific Northwest, you can see the trough that's over us right now. That upper level low is kind of right under this main trough there. This is looking at 18,000 feet or 500 millibars. If we put this into motion here, you can see this kind of reinforce and just kind of hang around over the Pacific Northwest all the way through this weekend. Here we are in through Saturday. Looks like another system slide mainly through Oregon on Saturday. And then we might get a break even on maybe Sunday or Monday. Maybe we'll get a squeeze of nice day out of there before upper level troughing returns again into early next week, and then it kind of reinforces and hangs out on the west coast here. So man, this La Nina spring seems to want to continue as the Gulf of Alaska low, even in the extended here, looks fairly active. As you can see, this upper level energy drop all the way down through the southwest as well. Now this is the temperature at 2,500 feet or 925 millibars. You can see the really chilly air that spilled out over Washington and Oregon here, and it just kind of hangs out. Here we go on through Saturday, and there goes that system Saturday as it moves through the area, and the cold air just kind of hangs out, and the Gulf of Alaska continues to get its share of cold air, and it'll probably spin some cyclogenesis mid-latitude cyclones across our region here, and you can see one kind of move up by Vancouver Island there and on into the extended. As you can see, another reinforcing shot of cold air well off into the extended. That would be next weekend over the Gulf of Alaska. So let's take a look a little bit more in detail here as lightning flash density. This would be for today. And you can see we did have some potential today. I don't know how much lightning we actually got, though. I didn't see any. But let's move into tomorrow and see what we can expect for tomorrow. You can see really much of the region, anything mainly Willamette Valley North, could get a thunderstorm tomorrow. And then as we go on into Friday, are we going to do that again? Yes, we are. So Thursday and Friday, definitely a thunderstorm chance for western Washington, western Oregon, and including Saturday too. With this, the sun is strong in April, and if you get enough sun breaks and this chilly air aloft, you get good lapse rates, which keeps the atmosphere unstable. When I mean lapse rates, I mean that when you go up in the atmosphere, the temperature drops, and that will allow these air parcels to rise, and that's what we mean by unstable air. And when you rise that air, then you cool and condense clouds, you form small hail, and you can get lightning and such. So let's look on into, we're not going to get out to Sunday on this model here. That's the 18Z European. Here's the NAM 3KM, and if we take a look at this, you can see the spin of this system as it moves offshore here. And as we go on through Thursday, you can see these showers around the area here. And that's probably why the general risk of thunder is here. You can see some of these heavier showers as they move onshore during the day. Thursday. Going on into Friday, you'll see some showers around, but not too much. Generally on the wane through Friday evening as the next system you can see slide through Oregon here on Saturday morning. This is going to bring some good snowfall amounts to eastern Oregon, the Cascades of Oregon as well. And pretty good storm into California there too. Looks like they're going to get some much needed precipitation down there as well. And this is convective available potential energy. You can see it die out overnight tonight, but when we go into tomorrow, you'll see it build back across the region. It's going to have a thunderstorm chance tomorrow, so heads up for that. I've heard of, we might have got more small hail showers here over the last couple of weeks than we have in the last 2 years around the region. Going into Friday, you see that Cape build up again with kind of that upper level low just spinning offshore here. Not really strong, powerful lows, but just kind of nebulous, cold air aloft created low pressures. And we've got a 2-meter temperature here. You can see Seattle nice and chilly today generally. As we go into tomorrow, let's see. You see we only warm up probably similar tomorrow, but generally very cold. You can see it warms up nicely through California, the desert southwest, Las Vegas, but you can see how the cold air has just kind of locked the Pacific Northwest in up here, especially in the higher terrains into the 20s. Going into Friday too, not much help, maybe a little bit warmer, maybe just above 50. But I have to tell you, the average temperature of the year is getting into the upper 50s here, close to 60 degrees for Seattle, for example. And Portland is getting up towards around 60, 62 for an average temperature this time of year. And we are going to be well below that as we go through this weekend here. Now checking out the timing of some of these systems here. So we go into tomorrow, you can see some of these showers pop up through the afternoon and some mountain snows going on with the cold air aloft. And here comes this Saturday system for Oregon. Look at that. It's going to bring some good snowfalls to the Sierras of California, all the way up through eastern Oregon, Cascades of Oregon as well. And just maybe clip the southern Cascades of Washington as it moves through. It might make its way up the Cascades a bit more there on in through Sunday as another system hangs out over the Gulf here. And let's check that out. What is this system going to do? This might give us our nice day Monday. If we can keep this precipitation at bay through the evening, we might be able to get a decent day Monday. That's how we kind of get our nice days in the winter. We'll get some warm air out ahead of one of these frontal systems here and maybe a few sun breaks. But we'll see how that goes. Sunday looks like it might be a decent day, and Monday maybe half of a day. So we'll check that out as we get closer. Let's see if the GFS agrees here. You can see the trough opening up over the Pacific Northwest. Reinforces itself Saturday, bringing that system mainly through Oregon, southern Washington. And then you'll see the trough reinforce itself again. Maybe a little break on Sunday there, but then GFS is pretty quick bringing the next trough in here, as you can see. And then another upper level low forms over the Gulf of Alaska here. So good agreement with the models in the extended. The Gulf of Alaska is going to remain very active. And this could even bring us a little bit of a windstorm scenario here once you start tightening these gradients, or even a late season atmospheric river can happen when you get a setup like this. This is what we talked about before with atmospheric rivers. You get the high pressure over the Great Basin and the Gulf of Alaska troughing, you get a strong gradient, and you direct atmospheric moisture into the region here. And the troughing, boy, it just hangs out well into the extent of the GFS here. So warm weather lovers, sometimes we get good weather this time of year, but this does not seem to be the year for that. GFS, let's time this system out for Saturday. You can see it moving in here Saturday morning, and it looks pretty good. Same as the European here. Kind of clips southern Washington. It just really rises over the Cascades nicely of Washington too, but the Sierras get some much needed snowfall. And this is when we could really start to help bust that drought for portions of eastern Oregon. So cross your fingers for snowfall there. Now looking at snowfall totals across the region here. Check this out as we go. The Sierras are getting their fair share. Eastern Oregon, Oregon Cascades. There comes Saturday's system to bolster these totals through eastern Oregon, Oregon Cascades, the Siskiyous of California, and the Sierras. So this would be a really helpful snowfall this late in the season. We want to build that snowpack, help alleviate some of these drought concerns. This would be a couple very beneficial snowmakers across the region. Now this is for Everett. This just shows you, this is the 12Z European. The next 10 days, Everett's pretty well below normal on into the extended. Seattle, the same. Average temperatures are going to be up towards 60 degrees here later on in April, and we're going to be below that for the next 10 days, it looks like. And you can see here, off and on showery precipitation, and through Sunday, maybe a nice day Sunday or Monday, depending on the timing of that next system. Then some more rain returns as that Gulf of Alaska low is pumping some moisture into the region here. You can see these totals pick up. And then in the extended, just kind of a mixed bag of rain and a few dry periods. But we'll see how that goes as we get closer there. Crater Lake, Oregon, looks like they're going to be a nice spot for some additional snowfall with these next couple of systems moving through the area. That one on Saturday into Sunday looks like it might drop some decent snowfall amounts up there. So hopefully that gets the eastern Oregon Cascades as well. They're in very extreme drought at this point. And this kind of highlights here, this is April here, and this is SeaTac. So when we get to the end of April, we're averaging about 62, 61 degrees average. And then by the end of May, you know, we're up in the upper 60s. So here we are, April 13th, we averaged 57. I mean, we got, what, mid to upper 40s today, so we're a good 10 degrees below average, possibly. I don't know the exact high at SeaTac today. But you can see we're up towards 60 degrees here later on in April, and we're not going to get really that close to that. We could be 7, 10 degrees below normal as we go on in through the next 7 to 10 days. So that is what we're looking at here across Pacific Northwest. So I'll watch these trends, and I'll get back on board here with the forecasting across Pacific Northwest. I'll probably do more storm chasing later on and then through the season out through the Midwest. I tend to go between 6 to 8 times a season out there, but I will try to maintain my briefings and only take a couple of days off at the most. And if I'm going to go out there for a week or longer, I will bring my laptop and my gear, and I'll go ahead and do briefings while I'm out on across Tornado Alley there. I'll do them in the mornings because I like to keep, you know, up to date on the weather coming here through the Pacific Northwest. I've got a lot of concerns out here. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. You know, enjoy these showers. If you guys like thunderstorms, you know, this has been your spring so far, and you small hail lovers, this is a good deal for you. But looks like we're going to continue this through the next 10 days, possibly. Maybe it will squeeze a nice day or two out of here at some point. But right now I don't see any ridging in the extended, but that can change in a hurry this time of year. We usually slow down with these systems at this point of the season. So we will keep watching for that, and I'll do another briefing at some point tomorrow. I do work a little bit of unusual hours tomorrow, but I had a great time out there chasing. Check out my videos. Caught a really cool tornado. It did do quite a bit of damage, but I don't think there were any injuries. We went and checked out the homes afterwards, and there were already people helping out. There wasn't really anything we could add to that help, but we just kind of checked out that damage. I put some drone footage of that damage on my video too. So pretty significant damage to some of the homes, but a lot of people were helping out, and it looks like they were getting right on that. So it didn't look like anything that they couldn't rebuild from. So I will be out there again this year, and like always, I will do another briefing on Pacific Northwest tomorrow, as that's my main goal, and that's my main concentration here as we go through the year. And if you guys have any concerns or comments, leave them down below, and click like and subscribe for me if you will, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.